Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, welcome to the Frugal and Fabulous family. And how are you guys doing today? I hope you're all doing very well. I'm doing fabulous, and today I'm continuing with my more frugal tips, which I will be continuing on my ginormous list until I run out of things to say. It's just random from all areas of life, frugal living tips, and I went up to 17 last week, and I will be starting off at number 18 today. So let's get started. 18. Use the sun as much as possible. You can use it for drying your clothes. You can use it to make sun tea. You can use it to dry your food out, like herbs and other things like that. You can even make fruit leather. That takes a very long time though, but it is possible. And I'm talking about like in the midst of summer, right? So you can use the sun as light to see. You can use it as energy if you have solar panels. You can use it to lighten your hair if you put lemon juice in there. Like my hair is too dark to do that, but my daughter, her hair goes almost blonde in the summertime. Number 19, use candlelight or fireplaces if you're lucky enough to have a fireplace, for light and heat. I have found that if I have enough, I light a candle in a couple in my kitchen and then a few in my living area. And our house is actually a little bit warmer because of that, especially if I light them by the windows. Because then it counteracts the cool air. I don't know how it works, but it makes it warmer. Maybe it's just all in my head, but to me I feel warmer. And I also use it to see, instead of having all the lights, turning the lights on just to go from one room to another. If you're sitting in the living room and you need to go to the bathroom, you don't have to turn on any lights. You can just walk there in the candlelight, and eating dinner in the candlelight is always a nice thing, even if it's just with your kids. I love doing it with my daughter, and it's just, it brings me back to what it might be like living when they had no electricity. And then we do things like read to each other or play games, and it's quite nice. It just takes me away from today's busyness and electronic day and age. Number 20. When you're at home, I want to specify that. When you're at home, dress according to the weather instead of adjusting your thermostat. Because in the summertime, I find, especially in the summer and in the winter, I'm going to say both, okay? In winter, we have freezing cold winters here, like freezing, over minus 40 Celsius. That is so cold. And if you have your heat at like plus 25 or anything like that, going from minus 40 to plus 25 is terrible for you. Why do you think so many people are sick? It's because they're going from one extreme to the other extreme. And then going back and forth, going in and out, you're going to get sick. So not only are you lowering your electricity bill, but your medical bills will become lower because your body will become acclimatized to the weather outside. And when you're going inside, you're going to leave a nice big warm sweater on. You're going to have some cozy socks and slippers on over those socks. And it's not going to become such a huge shock to your system. And by cooking and baking, your house will become warmer anyway. And my daughter, she puts mittens on inside the house if it gets too cold. I'm not that mean, but sometimes my hands are always cold, whether we have the heat on or not. Unless I can't stand going to people's homes and it's so hot in there and I'm literally sweating in the winter. That's when I get sick. But when I'm at home in my nice, cool, chilly house, I like it. And then same goes for the summer. I hate air conditioning. If it was my way, I would never have it. But my husband, he works outside all day and he absolutely has to have it. So I turn it off when he is not home and then he turns it back on. But we've come to kind of a compromise that it is not as high as or as low as he normally preferred it before. We have agreed to go as, I think it was 20 or 23 to 25 in the summer, and in the winter we have it at anywhere from 16 to 18. 16 at night when we're sleeping and 18 during the day. And I mean, that's a pretty good compromise anyways. And I talked a lot on that one. So I might do one more. Drive less. So you can walk, you can bike, you can carpool. And if not driving is not possible, then combine all your errands in one day or one evening after work. So on your way home from work or on your way to work, whichever is easier or better for you, go to the bank, go to the get your car washed, go to the grocery store, drop off your library books, all in the one, and then you can have your weekends free. Everything is so busy on the weekends, and you know, everything is done in one trip, literally, because here I can normally map things out because everything is kind of in the general vicinity. But yeah, and we'll do one more. 22. I have this one on here. You can take it or leave it. Is grow your own food. This year was my first year gardening, and I barely spent any money to start my garden. I saved a lot of seeds from food, like fruits and vegetables that I had that were from gardens, and I saved them, I dried them out, and then I planted them, and they grew. I think I spent it was definitely, I spent $2 on seeds, and the most money I spent was on soil, which I spent $10, and the rest, everything else was free. So given the amount of food, and now next year I won't have to buy any of that. A lot of these costs are one-time costs. I'm composting, and yeah, so if you're going to go out and buy brand new everything, then yes, it's going to cost you a lot of money. But if you do some research and you know how to dry out your own seeds and, you know, start collecting seeds and see if anybody has extra seeds that they can give you, and, you know, purchase things used or make your own lattices, I think they're called, and make your own from trees or from hangers or from whatever. Look on Pinterest for ideas. Don't go out and buy them. And if you make things and are resourceful, gardening can be very close to being free, and you'll have your own food. But if you don't live in an apartment, then try growing tomatoes or something tiny, and, you know, parsley and mint and that kind of stuff that you can instead of buying mint every time at the store, which is normally around $2 to $3. You can save that money by growing it yourself. And I'm going to leave off from there. And I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of more frugal living tips. If you have anything you would like to see on this channel, please let me know in the comments below. I love talking about anything that is frugal. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and thank you for watching. Bye!